Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday. I would like for you to take out your spelling book, please, and turn to page 57. We're going to work exercise A together. The directions say choose the word that best completes each sentence, and you may have to change the tense or the form of the word. So we may have to add a different ending to it. All right, so let's look at number one. The two boys whispered codes to each other through a what in the wall while they pretended to be spies? If you put crevice, you're correct. Number two, following their map and compass, the three pirates found gold back in the what of an old cave? Think about it. In the back of an old cave. That would be recess. Recess. Number three, Mrs. Bergman had a what for making ordinary meals taste delicious? If you can take something ordinary and make it taste delicious and you do it over and over again, then you must have a knack for it. So that would be knack. Number four, it felt as though the road we were traveling stretched for infinity is the correct answer. Number five, at retirement, many people move to locations with what climates? Which one of our vocabulary words would be talking about some type of climate? If you said balmy, you're correct. Number six, simply driving a new car home from the car lot will what it? Depreciate. As soon as you drive a car off the car lot, they tell me it loses some of its value. So that would be depreciate. Number seven, the waves broke upon the Pacific shore and what among the rocks? The waves did what among the rocks? That would be seethed. That would be seethed, to roll or foam as if boiling. So they seethed over the rocks. Number eight, pack rats what? Such items as silverware, nails, and buckles. And if you watch some of those TV shows, you're going to realize that's a hoarder. So that would be hoards. Number nine, long lines at the stores can easily what a person if he's in a hurry. Think about it. Somebody that was in a hurry that had to wait in a line, would they be happy about that? No, it would irritate or displease them. It would be chafe. And then the last one, the what child sat pouting in his room? So if you're pouting, you're not a very happy person. So what would that be? If you said morose, you're correct. Very good. Okay, keep looking at those vocabulary words and study them. Even though we're not having the test today, you'll see some of them on tests in the future. All right, I want you to read the poem again today on page 83. I think it's really good for us, especially during these times, to realize that we do need to pull together as a country, and we need to be thankful for the things that we have and for the people that allowed us to have those freedoms and the things that we do have. So look at page 83 and read Hats Off with me. Hats off. Along the streets there comes a blare of bugles, a ruffle of drums, a flash of color beneath the sky. Hats off. The flag is passing by. Blue and crimson and white it shines over the steel-tipped ordered lines. Hats off. The colors before us fly. But more than the flag is passing by. Sea fights and land fights, grim and great, fought to make us and save the state. Weary marches and sinking ships, cheers of victory on dying lips. Days of plenty and years of peace, march of a strong land, swift increase, equal justice, right and law, stately honor and revered awe. Sign of a nation great and strong, to ward her people from foreign wrong, pride and glory and honor all, live in the colors to stand or fall. Hats off. Along the street there comes a blare of bugles, a ruffle of drums, and loyal hearts are beating high. Hats off, the flag is passing by. as you read that poem, let's not forget to pray for our country, and to pray for our country's leaders who are making decisions that God would give all of them wisdom to make the decisions that they need to make. All right, if you would take out your grammar book, I would like for you to turn to page 224. 224 is recognizing conjunctions. This is it. 224, and take out a pencil or pen or highlighter. I want you to highlight some of these things that we're going to read in the directions. Number one, a conjunction is a word or group that joins words or phrases or clauses. So conjunctions join. That's what I want you to highlight. Conjunctions join words. Number two, there are two main classes of conjunction, coordinating and subordinating. And we've heard those words before, so we know that coordinating and subordinating have different definitions. So look at the A. Coordinating conjunctions join words, phrases, or clauses of equal grammatical rank. I want you to circle that, equal grammatical rank. Circle that and underline or highlight coordinating conjunctions. We know they're going to join words, phrases, or clauses, but we want to know that coordinating has equal grammatical rank. The common coordinating conjunctions are and, but, or, nor, for, and yet. Highlight those and highlight the word coordinating conjunctions. Those we're going to be looking for when we're talking about things that have equal rank. So look at the examples underneath this. Alexis and Meredith are going to the mall. And is joining Alexis and Meredith. Do you want to go to Orlando or to go to Phoenix for a vacation? Now you've got or that's joining the two phrases together. And the last one, Jackson wants tacos, but Alyssa wants pizza. Those are joining clauses together, and both of those clauses are independent clauses. They could be sentences that stand on their own. So look at it. These coordinating conjunctions are used in pairs. Here's conjunctions that you need to look at together. It'll be either or, neither nor, both and, not only, and but also. These are called correlative conjunctions. So I want you to highlight the word coordinating conjunctions used in pairs called correlative conjunctions. Now highlight these, either or, neither nor, both and, not only, but also. Those are going to be the common ones that we're going to see in the exercises that we do below. So here's your example. The writers are either researching new material or editing existing work. So in this sentence, you have the two conjunctions, either and or. Those correlative conjunctions are in that one sentence. All right, so that's correlative conjunctions. But look at exercise B. Subordinating conjunctions join clauses of unequal grammatical rank. That is, they join dependent clauses, which is not able to stand on its own as a sentence, to an independent clause, which actually is a sentence. So that's what they do. Subordinating conjunctions join clauses of unequal rank, and they join dependent clauses to independent clauses. So you need to underline that. Subordinating conjunctions, unequal grammatical rank, join dependent clauses to independent clauses, and put a big star by this letter B, because there's a lot of these. If you look at the examples, common coordinating conjunctions are, and highlight all of these: after, although, as if, as much as long as soon as, because, before, if, in order that, lest, since, so that, than, that, though, unless, until, when, whenever, where, wherever, whether, and while. So highlight those and put a great big star by it. And then here's your example. Because Jennifer wants to do right, she does not participate in gossip. And if you notice, she does not participate in gossip. That's an independent clause. and that can stand alone as a sentence. But the first part, because Jennifer wants to do right, that's a clause. So this makes it a subordinating conjunction because you're using that to join a dependent clause to an independent clause, a clause to a sentence. Okay, so let's look at exercise A. This has some a little bit tricky directions, so let's look at it and work through it together. It says underline each conjunction, being sure to underline both parts of a correlative conjunction. So if you look back up at the correlative conjunctions, those are the ones that have the two, either or, neither nor, those types. So go to number 1 and underline the word conjunction. So we know we're going to underline the conjunction in the word. All right, the second part of the directions. On the line before each sentence, write W if the conjunction joins words. So underline the W and underline the words joins words. So if it joins words, we're going to put a W in the blank. All right, look at the next part. Write P if it joins phrases. So we're going to look, what is the conjunction joining? If it's phrases, we're going to write P on the blank. The next part, and so underline the letter P and underline the word phrases, because that's what the P stands for. The next one, it says, write CE if it joins clauses of equal rank, meaning a compound sentence. Both sides of the sentence are sentences themselves, and they're just joining two sentences together with a conjunction. So underline those letters CE and underline the words clauses of equal rank and even compound sentence. That kind of helps a little bit. All right, and then the last part, write CU if it joins clauses of unequal rank, adverb clauses, unequal rank, okay? So let's take a look at this and see what you can do. I would like to do number 1 with you, and then I'll let you do the rest on your own, and we'll come back and check them. All right, look at number 1. Virtue and genuine graces in themselves speak what no words can utter. And that's a quote from William Shakespeare. So what do you see in that sentence that's a conjunction? If you put and, that's correct. So underline and. And what is and joining? It's joining the word virtue and the word genuine. So this would have a what in front of the blank. It would have a W, okay? So let's look at sentence, let's do sentence 5. Look down at sentence 5. What doth the Lord require of thee but to do justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with thy God? Right, well, where's the conjunction in this sentence? There's more than one. The word but, underline that. Underline the word and underline the next and in the sentence. So let's take a look at this. What does but join? What doth the Lord require of thee but to do justly? Those are both phrases. So this joins phrases. And then we've got and to love mercy and to walk humbly with thy God. So these are all joining phrases together. So you should have a P in front of number 5. All right, I'm going to give you a few minutes. I want you to do number 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. We've already done 1 and 5. So hit the pause button and see what you can come up with on your own. All finished? All right, let's go over it and see how you did. Number 2, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. What did you see as the conjunction there? If you put and, you're right. And what is it joining? Goodness and mercy together. So that would have a W. Those are 2 words. All right, look down at number 3. We love him because he first loved us. We love him because he first loved us. Okay, that's joining clauses of what? Equal rank. We love him is a sentence. He first loved us is a sentence. So that should be CE. Look at the next one. Number 4, lead me in thy truth and teach me. Lead me in thy truth. That could be a sentence, and so can teach me be a sentence. So that would be clauses of equal ranks, CE as well. Right? Number 5, what doth the Lord require of thee? Oh, we did this one, but to do justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with thy God. And we decided that was joining phrases. Right? Number 6, what a wonderful change in my life has been wrought since Jesus came into my heart. Well, since is your conjunction there. And so you've got what a wonderful change in my life has been wrought. And then you've got since Jesus came into my heart. And those are phrases or clauses of unequal rank. What a wonderful change in my life has been wrought kind of leads us to think there's got to be something else to go with that. And then Jesus came into my heart sounds like a perfect sentence to me. So that would be clauses of unequal rank, CU. And then number 7, neither a borrower nor a lender be. This one is one of those correlative conjunctions. It's got 2 parts, neither and nor. So you've got neither what? Borrower nor what? Lender. So that would be connecting words, correct. All right, that was William Shakespeare. All right, let's look at exercise B. Exercise B says, write original sentences using the conjunctions as directed. Okay, so let's look at number 1. You're going to use either or to join 2 nouns as a subject. So either or, you can write your own sentence. You're going to take your subject and it's going to be either this or that, and then you're going to have the rest of your sentence. For instance, I could say either pizza or hamburgers is what we'll have for supper. Pizza and hamburgers are the subject of that sentence. So you can make your own sentence. And also, number 2, use if to join an adverb phrase to an independent clause. So we're going to say something like, if you read the directions carefully, you will do well on this assignment. So you will do well on this assignment would be a sentence, and then you're going to add your adverb clause if you read the directions carefully. So I want you to stop now and write your 2 sentences in exercise B. Put a pause on this, and then when you finish it, turn it back on. All right? Good. You got your sentences, so let's look at page 225. 225 is using conjunctions correctly. Get your highlighter and your pencil out because you're going to need it on these directions. Number 1, because and since. Do not use being as or being that for because or since. And again, remember what I told you about this. If you hear an adult use it incorrectly, just know that they're using it incorrectly and keep yourself quiet. Do not correct adults on their grammar. It will not end well for you. All right, look at number 1. Being as I have finished my homework, may I leave? That's incorrect. So you're going to say, since I have finished my homework, may I leave? All right, number 2. As and as if. Don't use the preposition like for the conjunction as or as if. Put a big star by this one because I hear this a lot. He behaved like a spoiled child. That is using the preposition correctly. He acted like he knew where he was going. No, it would be he acted as if he knew where he was going. Now, the next one, you should do like the teacher says. No, no, no. You should do as the teacher says. All right, so put that big star by number 2. Number 3, this is using unless. Do not use without for unless. Here's the examples. One should not mail a check without he signs it. No, one should not mail a check unless he signs it. Number 4, this is using that. Do not use where for that. You might want to star this one. I hear this a lot too. I read in a magazine where the passenger pigeon is now extinct. No, you read in the magazine that the passenger pigeon is extinct. Number 5, do not use where or when to introduce definitions. A botanist is where someone studies the world of plants is not correct. It is a botanist is one who studies the world of plants. Another one, mechanical drawings or wind drawings are made with the aid of instruments. That's incorrect. It's just mechanical drawings are drawings made with the aids of instruments. That would make it correct. All right, look at number 6, and I want a big star on number 6. To and. Do not use the conjunction and after the words try and sure. Use the word to instead. So it's not, it would be try to be a blessing to others. Be sure to answer the essay question completely. All right, so let's look at exercise at the bottom of this page. Make the necessary changes to correct the conjunctions usage in the following sentences. All right, look at number 1. Pathology is where there is a study of the causes, symptoms, and results of diseases. What would you do there? I hope you said you're going to take out where there is, and it's just pathology is a study of the causes, symptoms, and results of disease. All right, I'd like for you to do numbers 2 through 8 on this page and put me on pause until you finish. And then when you finish, unpause it and we'll go over the answers. Okay, now that you finished, let's look and see how you did. Number 2, be sure to bring Kathy with you. Cross out the and. Number 3, since you have already read this book, you may choose another one. You're going to cross out the word being. Number 4, he speaks as if he had been through this situation before. So you're going to cross out the like. And number 5, never make a promise unless you are willing to fulfill it. Truth, pay attention to that. Never make a promise unless you are willing to fulfill it. Number 6, I saw in the newspaper that the president will be visiting our city. Cross out where, and you're going to use that. Number 7, try to finish your homework earlier tonight. You're going to cross out and. It's never try and, it's try to. And number 8, she looks as if she is confused by the instructions. So you would cross out like and you would write as if. Okay. For the last 2 days, you have been reading the story of the sinking of the Titanic. So I want you to get out a piece of paper and a pencil, and I'm going to give you a little quiz on this story, and I want you to see how well that you do. So get a piece of paper. If you need to pause me while you're doing that, go ahead and put me on pause, and then we'll go over this quiz and see how you did with your reading. Ready? This is the story, the sinking of the Titanic, that was on page 318 in your Of Places book to page 326. So I want you to number your paper 1 to 5. And at the top of your paper, I want you to write Titanic quiz, TITANIC, and make sure you capitalize that quiz. And then you can use today's date, which would be Thursday, March 26th. All right, number 1. What caused the Titanic to sink? What was it that caused the Titanic to sink? Number 2. True or false? True or false? All of the passengers on the Titanic were rescued. Here it is again. All of the passengers on the Titanic were rescued. All right, number 3. On which ocean was the Titanic sailing? Multiple choice. On which ocean was the Titanic sailing? A, Atlantic, B, Pacific, C, Arctic, or D, Indian? I'll read it again. This is multiple choice. On which ocean was the Titanic sailing? A, Atlantic, B, Pacific, C, Arctic, D, Indian. Number 4 is true or false. The Titanic did not have enough lifeboats for the passenger and the crew. I'll read it again, true or false. The Titanic did not have enough lifeboats for the passengers and the crew. And the last one. What was the name of the boat that rescued the passengers of the Titanic? What was the name of the boat that rescued the passengers of the Titanic? Okay, let's go over your answers and see how you did. Number 1, what caused the Titanic to sink? It hit an iceberg. The iceberg is actually what caused the damage to the boat. So if you said damage to the boat by an iceberg or it hit an iceberg, then you got it correct. All right, number 2, true or false? All of the passengers on the Titanic were rescued. That is false. Many of the passengers and the crew perished in that disaster on the seas. Number 3, on which ocean was the Titanic sailing? That was the Atlantic. The Atlantic. Number 4, true or false? The Titanic did not have enough lifeboats for the passengers and the crew. That was true. True. And number 5, what was the name of the boat that rescued the passengers of the Titanic? It was the Carpathia. The Carpathia. Okay, so give yourself a grade on that. If you got them all right, you got a 100. Everything else will give you 10 points. I'll give you credit for at least taking the quiz. So everybody starts with a 50 and you go up from there. I hope you did really well on that. I thought it was an interesting story. Now on your lesson plans, you have for today for you to do the write about it. And I'm actually going to give you a choice on that. Some of you love to write, and the write about it is right up your alley. Some of you would rather answer questions. So I'm going to let you choose what you want to do. The write about it is on page 325. And it says, imagine you had been on board the Titanic. From a first person perspective, write a short account of the events from that night. So pretending that you were a passenger on the Titanic, write about what happened on that night. What would you have seen? What would you have done? What would you have heard? How would you have felt about that? So that would be what the write about it is. If you, and I know some of you, that's really not your thing. So I'm going to let you turn to page 326 and you can answer the think it through questions. So you can do either the write about it on page 325, or you can do the think it through on page 326. You choose, but I need you to head your paper that says whether you're doing the write about it or whether you're doing the think it through. And then today, you will be reading a different story. Today, hold on, I've got to pause you for a minute. All right, today you're going to be reading the story Take Over Bosun on page 327. It's a very short story that you'll be reading, and then you'll also do the think it through on page 329. So that would be your reading in of places today. Also in history today, you're going to be finishing up this chapter. And so on your lesson plans, it does have the wrong page number for you to be finishing up this chapter. So you're actually in history, you're going to be reading section 4. And section 4 starts on page 333, and then it goes to page 337. I think it says 356, it goes to page 338. think it says page 358 on your lesson plans, but it's 338. So after you finish reading that, you're going to continue doing the section quiz and then also the chapter review. And then we'll do a chapter overview on that probably tomorrow. So those are your assignments for today. Keep looking at your vocabulary and your spelling words. Be reading in your of places. Also, either do the write about it or the think it through about the Titanic, and then you're going to read your news story on page 3, what did I say it was? 337, 327 to 329, and do the think about it. If you want to read along with me, you can watch the next video on the Island of the Blue Dolphins. Otherwise, I hope you have a great Thursday, and I'm praying for you. I hope you're praying for me and doing the best that you can. I believe in y'all. I know you can do this. If you need to ask me a question, ask your parents to text me. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you need to know. Hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.